And it's a beautiful evening for any of those Salukis moving in this evening. We've got blue skies, a couple of those fair weather clouds over portions of Jackson County here, but really a nice evening. Temperature wise, even nicer. We're in the low 80s, feeling like the upper 70s even. And that's because humidity is just at such a comfortable level right now. Not really tracking any winds. We've got that high pressure just off to our west, and it's keeping conditions really nice, especially in August standards. We've got plenty of 70s now on the board for southern Illinois, and then even down in Murray at 78. 78 also for Harrisburg and Carmi, 79 in Carbondale. Still tracking those low 80s for southeastern Missouri this evening. As far as radar and satellite, we are fairly clear. Still a couple of those clouds hanging around with us, but they're going to continue to clear over the next couple of hours. And it's all thanks to that high pressure that we are continuing to track, just sink right to our southwest there towards Memphis. So fairly calm evening, calm overnight as well, as skies just continue to clear. Temperatures falling into the 60s after sunset, waking up, maybe grabbing that extra layer again. We've got low 60s yet again, so you can give that air conditioner a break as well. Quiet and nice this evening. As we go into Thursday, we have a slight pattern change. Cold front's going to move through, bring with it a couple of clouds, maybe some evening rain chances, but it's very isolated. Into the end of the week, that's the bigger pattern change. The heat dome moves over us, that ridging really building in. Hot and humid conditions will be reflected because of that. There is a high pressure just to our west there. It's actually going to continue to dip south. As it does, that changes our flow from out of the south as well. It'll make us pretty warm for tomorrow. As far as overnight goes, it's going to be pretty comfortable. Maybe again, grabbing that light jacket for kiddos at the bus stop. We're somewhere in those 60s, waking up by 8 in the mid 60s. Lunchtime right back into the 80s, but there you can see that cold front and the winds really merging together. So we go from that southerly flow to a northerly flow by tomorrow evening. But out ahead of that, still very warm, mid 80s on the board. After that pushes through, we're going to cool down yet again tomorrow night, lows somewhere in those mid 60s. So dew points are in that comfortable level today. It's not nearly as humid. Gets a bit more uncomfortable into Thursday, but that cold front knocks it right back down for our Friday. As we go into the weekend and next week, humidity does return thanks to a ridge. Storm Track 3 app, of course, coming in very handy to track those very warm temperatures, because although we're unseasonably cool the next couple of days, it's not going to last much longer. 90s back on the board as we go into the second half of our weekend and into the next work week, which is well above average for the time of year. Not tracking any rain to accompany this, though. This is over the next 7 days. Really not tracking anything. I don't think I've seen this since maybe early summer. So good news for some of us, maybe not as much for others, but I know some really do need to dry out. And we've got sunshine expected for the next couple of days, so that should help with that. Temperatures in the mid 80s for tomorrow, low 80s for Friday, and again, that's all thanks to that cold front. Into this weekend, it gets a bit warmer, and it gets warm pretty quickly. Back up in the low 90s by Sunday, mid 90s by next week. Tracking some sunshine, some dry conditions, and really just going to feel like summer as we go into next week.
I'm glad that it's still here, I have to be honest.
That's fair.
One last taste, right?
Pretty much.
All right. Thank you, Katie.